Later this year, we have the Indigenous Voice to Parliament referendum planned. Mike Burgess revealed ASIO is monitoring for possible security threats or foreign interference in that process. Is that a sign that they are concerned that something adverse might happen in the context of that referendum?
Well, Mike Burgess's job, his agency's job, ASIO, is to look out for the actions of opportunistic, cynical operators, whether it's espionage or foreign interference, trying to sow seeds of doubt about our democracy, make us doubt ourselves, or opportunistic lone actors who might decide to drive a car through a group of people marching on the street with respect to something like the referendum, or perhaps incite violence between two opposing groups at a rally. That's the sort of opportunistic interference I think that Mike Burgess is concerned about, and it's really good to hear from him that they're paying close attention to this, because that's exactly what we want from ASIO.
Before I let you go, the US and Papua New Guinea have signed a new security pact, which is set to expand America's military presence in the Pacific region. And it's clearly in response to the threat of China. Australia doesn't have a concluded pact of the same nature with PNG, or much less a defence treaty. Is the US pact a good move for PNG? And is it a good move for Australian interests?
As always, the devil's in the details. We have to wait and see how it plays out. But generally, this is a good move if you think about it. It really relates to US naval and marine port calls and being able to operate through Papua New Guinea territories and cooperate with New Guinea. And it sort of sets the ground for doing regular exercises and worst-case scenarios where there may need to be a lot of activity. But I think everyone is calling for the US to be more active in our Indo-Pacific region, and they need this sort of agreements in place to be more active. Interestingly, that India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Port Moresby at the same time as Anthony Blinken, and of course Joe Biden was supposed to be there. So this is, I think, got to be seen in the context of the Quad, this four-way arrangement with India, Japan, Australia, and the US to work on helping countries across the Indo-Pacific, but also preparing for cooperation on the security front.
Yeah, growing that trust is really important. I can honestly say that from my time in Parliament, I had nothing but praise for ASIO and the other security agencies that keep an eye on the domestic front, and it's really good to see that cooperation looking out for Australian interests in the external sense through the Pacific. Thank you very much, Greg Barton, for your time.